Hi guys,
Hi,
happy August.
indeed.
So we've been busy here at Harmony Turbines. We thought it's probably time to do an update. We're a little bit lax on that. It's been
Well, we've
couple
been busy.
weeks. We've been busy. We actually had all three machines up and running today. We'll get a little bit of footage for that, but we're doing some jobs over here on our one oldest machine, and then we have parts that we're doing for Harmony on our other two machines here. So why don't we talk a little bit about that and what that new dynamic brings to the team.
When we're prototyping, we use a machine or two here and there to make the parts that we're using, but our machines aren't always in use.
There's downtime.
There is downtime.
The universe has dropped something in our lap that really, we've been hoping for something like this to happen for a while, where we could utilize one of our machines or even two of our machines during downtime operations to make money for us. Something that's very simple. The setup is simple and easy. It doesn't take much of our time at all. A couple hours for that one setup, and then it's repetitive work from there on out. Well, this week we began that work in earnest.
Yeah. Well, hey, Tracy.
Hi.
This is a really unusual place to see you.
Yes. Imagine that. I'm not behind a computer. I'm in front of a machine.
I know, and you're all dressed up in this fancy
Yes.
apron and gloves and wow.
Safety goggles.
I know.
Safety first.
So what's going on here?
We are making parts for another company. We are just drilling holes through pipes.
It's as simple as that, huh?
It's as simple as that. There's 11 pipes and we're putting 4 holes all the way through each pipe. So altogether it's 8 holes. And the machine just runs and I take them out when they're done.
Okay, wow. Well, good or bad compared to the sitting at the desk?
It's work. Actually, I do like the physical labor, so yes, it's better than being at a computer, but I do miss my desk job.
Right. Well, this is just for now, just finishing up this job, and we'll see what happens.
It's a good experience.
You're smiling, so that's a good
Absolutely.
thing. So, okay, well, thank you for being willing to jump in and do this weird little job here.
Anything to keep us going.
So awesome. Thanks, Tracy.
You're welcome.
So this is very exciting. We're using our oldest machine to bring in a little bit of extra revenue, which long term will just help us meet our goals.
Yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds. We get to use our machines for everything we're doing for our R&D, but when there is downtime on a machine, now we're actually utilizing that downtime to make money for the company. Right. So it's a perfect scenario. It's exciting because it means there's revenue coming in on the back end for Harmony while we're still doing our R&D work. And it helps with job security, it helps with longevity of the company, and we can all sleep a little bit easier at night then as well. So hopefully you as our followers and investors are pleased with that news. And the goal here is that work would never detract from what we're doing. And I think we have a very easy way to keep that balanced. If we need to hire an extra person or two to keep those jobs running, so be it. We can continue doing our R&D work.
So let's talk about our R&D work.
All right, let's talk about it.
So we have been starting to work on figuring out how to wind our coils for the generator.
Yep. Over the past 3 months, we've been working on different generator designs in earnest. And the big thing is getting our resin core, our solid state resin core coils to be all fixed in our generator. I think we have that finally nailed down. We've been working with Nate, and Tracy's been helping as well on getting that to be worked out. We'll even show some footage of that process, maybe the coil winding and what the coils look like. But we are on the newest machine over here right now. I have the job setting up where we're going to be making the mold. Right. So we're making the bottom and the top part of that mold that goes together, where we pour the resin in and fix everything into that solid state stator. Right. So it's kind of exciting to see the generator evolving to that level at this point.
Right. So have you guys ever heard of Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories?
Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories actually contacted us several months ago, 4 months ago, about doing some.
I didn't know who they were, and I missed the email.
She almost deleted the email. She didn't even. She thought it was spam.
So bad. I'm so bad.
So the pinnacle of energy research in the United States, and she's throwing it in the trash. They wanted to do some projects with us. They got wind of little tiny Harmony turbines, and lo and behold, reached out to see if we'd be looking to do any projects with them. So nothing solid yet. We've been going back and forth on which grants to apply for, and there's a lot of crazy minutia that goes along with that. But we are working through the process for potentially 2 different projects right now with Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories as our project partner as we do this. They would be in the one project we're applying for right now, helping us to determine optimal scoop geometries so that we can optimize our performance with our scoops. It's pretty much the same thing that Northumbria University is going to be doing for us, but their project has been a little bit slow on the uptake. So, at this point, if Lawrence Livermore is quicker and chomping at the bit to do this with us, then we're going to see if we can make it work.
Right.
So it hasn't started yet. The project hasn't been approved or anything, but we're in the process of doing the paperwork for that. And we thought it was pretty cool to share that with you, our community, that Lawrence Livermore reached out to us and was looking for, whether or not we'd want to do this project or a couple projects with them. So we said yes.
After I realized I almost deleted the email.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. No biggie. What about some 3D printing and Penn State stuff?
The project with Penn State had a little delay due to some red tape there at the university, but we are back on track with Penn State again, and so we've been busy with getting the 3D printer, the resin printer back up and running again, and we've been working on some new designs not for the turbine, but new designs for how to make the small models for the water tank. So there's some different scenarios that we're running into where we need to attach them.
Yeah, different geometries that we have to work on for the attachment.
Right, attaching them so that they can hang them into the water tank. So it's different weird things like that.
A lot of minutia, but very important stuff that will allow Penn State to push forward with their research.
Right, so we've been working a little bit on that over the past couple weeks.
Yep.
So that's exciting that that's back on track. So another thing we're doing with the 3D printing is we're starting to look at how we can do some of our own testing here in our shop with small 3D printed models.
Wind tunnels.
In a wind tunnel. Nate has been starting to research everything behind how to do that effectively. And it may or may not give us data, but what it will give us is the ability to compare designs. So if we, for instance, if we're looking at the shape of our scoop, we can 3D print different ideas for different shapes, and we can throw them in the wind tunnel. And even though we can't say at 25 miles an hour they do this, what we can say is this one does better than this, and that's even better. So
if we have an A to B comparison and we can say this one is performing better, or at least creating a few milliwatts better than this one, because we're going to be down in the very, very low wattage range for these miniature tests, we then have a starting point to say, okay, this scoop design beats this scoop design.
Right.
And one of the main really, really cool things with Harmony is that once we get the furling and everything worked out to how we want, we can play with the scoop designs to infinity, really. And that's what Lawrence Livermore and Northumbria University are going to be. That data is going to be very exciting to see how we can make minute changes to our scoops to potentially affect large changes in efficiency. Right. So it is kind of cool to look at using miniature wind tunnels here in the shop and our 3D printing capabilities to help with that.
Right. Well, hey.
How's it going?
Good. How's it going?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Wow. So what are you doing here? I see a square on your screen that looks really exciting.
So as mentioned, we were kind of working on a small scale wind tunnel that we can test our models on. And so right now we're just kind of balancing trying to find the right wind speeds for the scale of model that we want to use, and trying to use material that we have on hand. So we're doing a lot of sizing. This is going to be an open circuit wind tunnel, so that means that we're pulling wind in and we're going to be sucking it with we're going to be using a couple fans with some variable frequency drives, which you can kind of see on there. We're doing some trigonometry where we got to find the right angles, and in wind tunnel design, you want to make sure that you have what's called laminar flow through it, So making sure that we have the right angles and right sizes.
Okay.
So this is kind of what it's going to look like. Here's a little Harmony model in here. Right now that's a 1:7 scale. So in wind tunnel terms, that means that if we wanted it to scale to full size, we'd have to have, since it's a 1x1 box, we have to have our velocity about 7 times what it would be rated for. So our turbine's going to be rated around 25 miles per hour. So that means it's going to have to go 25 times 7, which I can't do the math really quick in my head.
It's Friday.
That would be like 175 miles an hour, which is really fast.
Yeah.
We're not going to quite accomplish that. So that's why we're going to be looking at different scoop designs. So we'll be able to compare relatively between the sizes. And then if we find something we like, we'll build a full-scale model and see how that does. And yeah, the whole reason that we're doing this is so we can look at multiple models and scale this really quick. So we're going to try to get to market a little quicker. So if we can just 3D print it, test it, then we don't have to build a whole giant turbine to see how it performs.
Right.
So that's the whole goal. Yep.
All right. Cool. Thanks,
All
Nate.
right. Yep. See ya.
Bye. So we're excited about the possibilities there and how it'll help us improve our design. We're figuring it out right here. So
Yeah. We are fully moved into our new shop. We've actually got pretty much everything in place now, where we want it, where we need to have it. Air is run to the machines, electric is run to the machines. So I think, thank goodness, that we're finally done moving. It was a little bit of an undertaking, but yeah, it was a really, really good move, and it's opened up these opportunities like the extra work now for our machines when we have downtime on those machines. So all in all, I think it was a absolutely stunning move on our part to do that,
yes.
if I do say so myself.
Right. So, that's what we've been up to, guys. Sorry it's been so long since we've had an update
Yeah, we'll try to be better. It's her fault.
Probably.
No, I'm teasing. No, it's my fault, honestly. I've been so heads down with things. I was like, how long has it been since we did a video?
And just time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to be doing with, all of 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I was dreaming about helping to make a difference in the world. This is where I wanted to be. This is what I wanted to be doing. And so thank you for helping us to get there, helping us to realize that dream and to bring it to fruition. So it's exciting to be here. It's an exciting time. The next 12 months of what we have going on here is really going to be exciting as we get the generator going, as we get our little wind tunnel testing going, potentially things with Lawrence Livermore, and Penn State now is doing work. Even Northumbria has reached out to us and said, okay, we're finally ready to jump in and start working on things. So the universe is starting to pull strings and, push the billiard balls around the pool table here and make things happen. So it's an exciting time.
We hope you'll stick with us and keep on the journey with us. And we appreciate all of you and your support.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
It does. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything. And we'll see you on the next update.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, because I know curious minds are going to want to know, what does your shirt say?
My shirt says, everyday hero, turning veggies into bacon.
Harmony Turbines. We now have the power to change the world.